Good morning, dear traders, and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover USD versus Chinese yuan. I'll also speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the USD versus Chinese yuan first. So basically, just to update you on my yesterday's forecast and analysis, is that we have a breakout of a very well defined consolidation and symmetrical triangle that will basically, it took weeks to develop, and we broke also the very tight consolidation which was inside of this triangle, and then we have a very strong breakout yesterday. The close was in the middle, but today we're trying and we got more strength. So seems like really strong potential for the continuation of this growth in the background. So we had this growth, pretty good growth from mid-April, let's say, to mid-May this year, and then when we went to the few weeks of consolidation, and then we had a breakout actually a few days ago, and yesterday was also a good breakout day and trend day. So my advice to watch for buying opportunities showed midterm perspective, and I expect at least retest of 6.8376, and even I expect 100% of this growth. So that's something very standard if we have a big growth, after the consolidation and pause effect, we expect at least a similar growth in the next period, which will be area around 7.0825. So definitely watch for buying opportunities on the dips on the USD Chinese yuan. If we speak about the gold market is still near the key and important pivot. This is the very critical pivot at 1680.81. So this is the pivot from mid-August last year, and also from end of March and beginning of March last year. So it's an obvious support level, very important one. So we can see that gold is in a strong downside cycle. We start this downside cycle once we had this breakout of this consolidation. And we had some volatility up and down during the news in the last few days, but overall it's a downside cycle and there is nothing bullish at this point. And from my expectation, still 1680 level is very probable in the next period, to at least for the gold to try to revisit that level. So strong down cycle. I can see potential for some downside scalps, short-term scalps towards this pivot level, but this will be the critical pivot point, which I would like to see if we can see the test of that. Will the price reject or break through and have a follow through, or just break and reject? So very, very critical pivot. And again, so far, strong downside environment on the gold since a week ago. Speaking of the crude oil market, we had one interesting level. At 93 level, I marked that, and we had the test and reject of that level. This was quite a aggressive buyers kicked in from 1960 mark, and market closed near the high. So this can be a fake breakout. This is definitely a key support pivot for the crude oil, and so far market traded lower and then rejected very aggressively and closed near the high. So that's not that it's not that positive sign for the sellers, because we got the rejection of the key important pivot and quite aggressive rejection, right? We can also take a look how things looks like on the 2-hour time frame. You can see market went, to retest this area here. So if market can regain and reclaim this, we can open the door for even a rally towards, for example, this consolidation area or the highs here. So area around 102.50, maybe 104 or 105 level. So far we had this, again, bigger rejection, and we can see that market found a supply area and reacted some so far. But if we can regain this, eventually trade again above 98 mark and maybe do some positive consolidation or continuation of patterns, then watch for buying opportunities on the crude oil. And Bitcoin versus US dollar, if we go again back to the daily time frame or even to the weekly time frame, we can basically see that we have almost 4 weeks of the consolidation after the big down week. We had basically very narrow and consolidation weeks, 4 weeks in a row, including this week. So pretty much consolidation is happening here, and I would like to see if the market can break this in the next period, maybe next week. The breakout of 22,000, let's say 500 mark, and open the door for test of 25,500, maybe even test of the major lows around 29,000 mark. From other side, if we break this pin bar low from 4 weeks ago, if we break 17,000, let's say 500 mark, we can open the door then for a 13,800 mark potentially to be on the test, or even 10,000 mark. Again, we'll see, so watch for the breakout of this balancing period, short to mid-term speaking. So that will be all for this update. I hope that you did enjoy. Trade safe as always, basically, and speak to you next week from Monday. Take care.